And yes, after a long break of this series, Commentary Week is finally back. And this time, we have a lot of topics to discuss about, especially from last week. Today's topics are the Dr. Disrespect drama, the presidential debate, the Pibby series getting cancelled, Steam announcing a new controller, and the Commentary Olympics. So, let's start with the Dr. Disrespect drama.
Pedo, 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 pedo.
I'll fill you guys up to speed about the situation. So, long story short, it was allegedly revealed by someone on Twitter that the reason Dr. Disrespect got banned from the popular gaming streaming platform Twitch back in 2020 was because he was messaging a minor, and the guy who did it is now being held as this noble whistleblower, and at the time it also caused a lot of confusion since there wasn't enough evidence to prove that Dr. Disrespect did it at the time. But now it has been discovered that the guy who allegedly revealed the situation had previously used this information as some sort of advertisement to shill for his band's ticket, and talked about it in his Twitter posts that, oh, if you come to my show, I'll give you some juicy details on why he got banned, and so on, which is extremely cringe behavior, which he got rightfully criticized for. After that, a lot of stuff happened, and yeah, I just can't be bothered with the whole thing, to be honest, since it's already confusing enough that it has been kept under wraps for years and could have been prevented, but what can you do? It's basically like this. Once you reach 10 million subs or more, you either 1. Release mediocre rap music, or 2. Become a sexual predator. And if I reach those numbers someday, I'll tell you this, that will never happen. All I'm gonna do is lose my V card. On Twitter.
Learning with Pibby, learning is so fun. We like to spell and we love to hum.
In other news, the Pibby cartoon has been cancelled. Greg Nix, who is a personal friend of the Pibby creator, Dodge Greenlee, posted on the Adult Swim subreddit confirming that the show is dead. And this is what he said in the thread. Here's an update about what Pibby creator Dodge Greenlee has been up to lately. What's up with Pibby? Sadly, Pibby is dead. Realistically, there will never be anything else made in the Pibbyverse. This obviously sucks for Dodge and for everyone who has supported it. A peek behind the scenes. Pibby was in development for a long time. By the time the show went on YouTube, Cartoon Network had already essentially passed on the first version of the series. The short's popularity briefly kept the series alive, which meant that Dodge returned to the development process, and led to the April Fool's activation on Adult Swim. But ultimately, CN couldn't find a home for it as at Adult Swim or elsewhere. Generally speaking, this was for all the usual reasons having to do with executives and budgets and corporate mandates and other extremely stupid stuff. The specific creative desire for Pibby to cross over into existing IP universes did not help. The result of all this, and I'm editorializing here as his friend, so do not quote this, was extremely shitty for Dodge. Development can be very painful even in the best circumstances, but Dodge toiled for years, full-time, often by himself, on an idea he believed in, then discovered that millions of other people also believed in it, yet he still got rejected multiple times by the important people for reasons beyond his control. This is basically an artist's nightmare. I'm telling you guys this mostly so people stop messaging him about it on Instagram. What is Dodge doing now? Plug time. Dodge is helping me launch a humor company called Shortle. He and I are old pals who met at the Upright Citizens Brigade and worked together at Nickelodeon, where I was a writer and voice actor on glitch text. If you're not aware, the US animation industry is an incredibly rough patch right now. Another thing that likely affected Pibby. Shortle is partially a reaction to that. We are trying to create a sustainable workplace for independent writers and artists. Hopefully, someday, that even includes full-length animated features and series. Right now, Shortle is a newsletter that publishes a comic or short humor piece every weekday, including a new webcomic created by Dodge each week. Here are his first 4 comics: The Tale of the Shitmonger, The Flaw, The Time Traveler's Paradox, Story Time with Uncle Dodge. If you like Pibby and want Dodge to create more awesome work, right now the best way to support Dodge is by subscribing to Chortle. He is not publishing these comics on Instagram or anywhere else. With a free subscription to Chortle, you get at least 2 full weeks per week emailed to you, including many of Dodge's comics, or for $5 per month, you get all 5 weekly posts in your inbox, less than 25 cents per post. Get a 30-day week free trial of our paid subscription right here. Okay, the end. Happy to answer any questions in the comments, if I'm able. TLDR, Dodge got screwed. Subscribe to Chortle. Edit. Just want to say thanks to everyone who has subscribed via this post. The support is really meaningful to both of us. So yeah, it kinda sucks, but luckily there is a pilot episode on Twitter that got released, so if anyone wants to watch, I'll put a link in the description. I watched the episode and I thought it was interesting, and it's quite sad that it didn't get picked up in the end, but maybe, just maybe, we might see it again.
That's who you are.
You know you're not the Chad Wojak. I am the Nordic gamer, Chad, the Giga Chad Wojak.
You're the Virgin, and I'm the Chad.
So last weekend, on the 27th of June, the United States of America had its first presidential debate this year, and it went well as you'd expect, as in nothing at all. I'll keep this one short. Biden looked bad from an objective point of view, and basically handed Trump a free W with no effort whatsoever, since the man could not even give a single coherent sentence. I'll link Optimus' video in the description if you want a more nuanced and level-headed view of the situation, because I don't care about the situation to be frank, so his video will be linked in the description. Valve has just announced their new Steam controller made by Hori, a company that makes third-party controllers. The controller for now is in Japan only and will cost around 7,000 yen, which is roughly around $70. We don't know when it will be released internationally. Also, before anyone says this, yes, this is not Valve's first controller. They made another controller called the Steam controller. Yes, I know it looks weird and many people didn't buy it at the time, but this thing was very viable and is the reason that we have the Steam Deck controllers that we have today. I might buy this controller when released in Europe. It looks really interesting and has a nice design. I just hope the joystick doesn't drift. I'm still working on it. I'm just waiting for callbacks, and again, more information will come out soon. And that's all what happened last week. Thank you guys for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Is that no, it's not a chime. There's a